You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on the irlonestar.com.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Hello and welcome to the Ticket Stub, your favorite place for movie news and reviews. The Ticket Stub drops every Thursday on all podcast platforms and Thursday at noon on 104.5 and 106.1 FM in beautiful Conroe, Texas. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook. The Ticket Stub has a ticket sponsorship with the Grand Theater and Amstar Cinema. You can visit irlonestar.com for information about the show and sponsorships. You can drop us a line at 936-647-3776. Do not forget to leave us a 5-star review. My name is Connor, one of the hosts of the show, episode 112, in studio, as always, with Dick Schisler. How you doing, sir? Word to your mother. Chris Appel, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. 112. Wow, that's pretty good. It's pretty neat.
I think it's...
You need to be careful with your mic, dude.
what's going on with my mic, man?
You're eating it.
Well, I feel like I'm as close as I've ever been.
You're supposed to be a little. These are newer.
I forgot.
They're a lot better,
I'm not
so they
used
can
to-
they can pick you up. They can pick you up right here, and everything will be all right.
Everything I ever needed. How
You're
about
right
that?
there, you're perfect.
I just
Look at
it
you.
feels like it sounds a little muffled or something. Is that because did I blow it out?
Because you're getting it like this, and you're talking.
Hey there, baby.
Welcome to
How
the
you
Ticket
doing?
Stub.
How you doing tonight, man? You want to come watch a movie with me?
Welcome to the late night at the
Yeah.
Grand Theater.
Jazzy jazz.
We got
we survived.
holes in our popcorn bags. Join me
Okay,
on
that's weird.
aisle C.
Oh, no.
We do not.
Yeah, we do
right?
not have that.
We survived Hurricane Alameda. What was her name?
Ilmida. I think it's Ilmida.
Hurricane
Imelda.
Imelda.
I think it's Imelda. Yeah.
Imelda. Well, that little witch
Yeah,
tried to shut us down.
Did the theater survive? How bad was it?
It did. We had a little bit of damage, but all good, I believe.
So you're telling me this sounds good right now?
Yeah, you sound great.
I feel like I'm echoey.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe it's just me.
It's just you.
It's just me. I'm a diva. Mic check. One. All right. Well, anyways.
No.
Speaking of the popcorn. Anyway. So we missed an episode a couple weeks ago because of the flood.
Extra buttery.
Glad to be back tonight, today, whatever it even is. We've got a good show. We're
Watch
gonna.
the Colonel.
What is that?
I don't know.
What does that mean? Watch the. Sometimes when you take it so far with like kind of an entendre,
keep going.
it doesn't mean anything
Just
anymore.
keep going.
Watch the Colonel.
Mr. Buttersworth. We're going to do some movie news here in a minute. Then we're going to rewind the things that we've seen over the last week. And then we're going to do a top 3 with a twist. Top 3 space movies.
Oh,
but
yeah.
we are going to make a list for each other. What we think the other people. So we're each going to do one for each of us. So like I'll have
Okay.
my top 3 space movies for Chris and Dick. Chris will have one for me and Dick. Dick will have one for Connor and Chris, etc. That way, and we'll just kind of see what we think each other like as far as space movies
Are we
go.
getting paid by the Ad Strata people? Is that why?
Ad Astra.
Ad Astra?
Yes, we
Are
are.
we getting paid by them?
We're
Is that
making
what we're
mad
doing?
stacks.
In
They're paying us
honor?
in-
Are we in honor of this movie?
In Moon Rocks.
I bet that movie blows.
Maybe in honor would be the wrong way to do it, but a lot of times we'll do a game or a list because of whatever is relevant in the box office in the theater. And so since that one's kind of relevant right now.
Is that really going to be I know Terrence Malhack or whatever. What's his name? Malik?
Malik? Yeah.
Oh, it's not Hack.
Malhack.
Malik.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Oh, big.
rapid
Cheap
fire
shot.
review.
Hot fire.
Malik, more like Malhack.
But, I mean, people love that guy. I don't really get it, but people do.
Let's talk about, that wasn't something we were going to talk about, but Ad Astra, it's been out for a week, I guess, at this point.
And I'm guessing like 2 people have seen it.
Chris, what's the
No,
what's
it's
the word?
actually it's doing pretty good.
Really?
It's doing pretty good for us, yeah.
Are people coming out of the theater smiling or frowning? Or no expression?
Well,
Do you think Brad Pitt still has pull?
oh
Do
yeah.
you think? I think he needs to be an ensemble to be like a pull.
No, I think
he's
he
Brad
does.
Pitt, man. Are you kidding me?
Because you're losing that. You're losing the old stars, you know,
know.
that are box office draws. There's virtually none now. Very few.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Hanks.
One
Yeah.
Tom Cruise. Ever heard of him?
Anybody named Tom usually
All the
does good.
Toms. Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think Dwayne Johnson's probably the only one I can think of that it's like you get a good guarantee, like a high guarantee of. I guess it would be
Of like
a
if,
guarantee.
if they're the only star in the movie.
Yeah, they'll make money back. It'll make its money back. Because Brad Pitt, I just don't know. Like,
Yeah, comedians I feel like have a window of like 2 movies where they get hot for
because
like
think
a
about Brad
2-movie
Pitt's
stretch.
like last 10 movies he's decided to do over a span of like 5 years. I don't really recall anything that's like groundbreaking that really
I think he's making
depended on
different
his
choices,
performance.
though. I think he's making different choices.
Oh, he can do
nowadays.
whatever he wants. I'm just talking about pulling in money.
Well, I know, but I mean,
Once upon a time in Hollywood, but that was an ensemble.
that was yeah. I
But
mean,
he like-
Leo was arguably the lead of that.
But I think he also likes.
know. I don't know who
like you
he's
said,
leading
he's
that.
been. It's his second Terrence Malick movie, right? Tree of Life was the
Yeah.
other one, and then no one really liked that one.
No, not so
and
much. I haven't seen Ad Astra. I want to see it very badly.
Why?
I don't
What
know.
draws you to
First
it?
off, space movies, cool.
Is it,
it does look cool.
Is it like a dad-son movie? Is that why? you
Yeah, I want to resolve some issues. I've got some personal issues. I'm hoping this movie will kind of bring some catharsis to me and
Yeah.
my deep-seated hatred for my father is really what I'm trying to.
That's what I was thinking. They should remake Frailty into a space movie. I was thinking about that when I saw that. I was like, that'd be kind of cool. Get some weird family dynamic going on in space.
I think they did. It's called Jason X.
Oh yeah. Does Jason have a kid in that movie?
Jason's
Is that a Jason movie?
Oh yeah.
Jason X.
I've
yeah.
never heard of that one.
He's in space.
Oh,
no, it's
how
real.
does he
Yeah.
get there?
I can't remember.
No, it's
I
like,
stopped.
Did the
at 9.
astronaut look in
it
the
was like
mirror
his body
and say
was
Jason,
frozen.
Jason, Jason, or
Yeah.
something?
His body was I forgot because it was like the first half of the movie was, if you're a screenwriter, that'd be the greatest challenge. It's like, hey, we
We got
got
to get him to space.
Well, no, it's like, no, really, because the first 30 minutes is before anyone gets killed, and it's usually the campy stuff. It's like, let's introduce all our characters in unique ways. So that'd be a great, interesting writing prompt is, hey, the killer doesn't enter the movie for the first 30 minutes, so you got to make up silly stuff, like have that hardcore guy hit on the girl, and she, scoffs off, you're disgusting, John. And like, that's...
Go back to your capsule.
Yeah, something like that. I'm telling you, it'd be a great riding exercise. And
They're slurping Merlot out of the air with a little straw.
no,
or
he
something like
didn't
that.
sip it. He smuggled it on the board. He's like, hey man, look what I smuggled on the board.
Got to mellow the tannins out,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, you got to let it
man.
float around.
Hey, wait. Let's stop.
Cocaine's been banned for 2,000 years, man. Why did you get that in space?
I think off the air we should actually write this. It sounds
Yeah,
pretty
it's starting
good.
to kind of come together.
telling
Yeah.
you.
So how did they get him to space? Okay, we've
Well, no,
chased
that's
around.
what
I remember
well,
it being bad. That's all I remember.
Those are
Really?
my those
Really?
are
It was
those
bad?
are some of my favorite moments.
Jason X?
Yeah.
In scary movies where it's like the first 15, 30 minutes is, like, oh, is this gonna be a jump scare? Is this the killer? No, it's a rat that followed him into the room. They kind of fake you out, and they spent how long writing this crap until the actual movie starts. It's a little different because it's kind of already laid out for you.
Anyways, Ad Astra looked like a good one. It had like a lot of kind of critical acclaim behind it. It seemed like the reception has not been as good, is what I've kind of heard. But I don't know. Tommy Lee Jones
Terrence
is in it. Tommy Lee Jones is
what
good.
Terrence Malick reminds me of a person who does a lot of drugs on his free time, and then somehow he got into the filmmaking business where someone gives him a good, decent script, and he goes for he'll read it for the first couple days.
Dude,
and
what's
then-
your deal with Terrence Malick?
and he'll
man?
start filming, and then he goes, "Hey, 3-day break for the important crew. It's just me and my assistant director. Let's smoke this paint. Let's go film some stuff." And it's like, let's do the longest shots
Smoke
ever.
this paint? Is that like an expression?
Well, I mean, a lot of his stuff.
It should be, if
It
it's
takes
not.
15 minutes. Like, remember the intro to Thin Red Line, where the guy's in the village, and it took like 20 minutes to get through that scene of him just being surrounded by villagers because he's gone AWOL or something. I'm like, why is it taking 15
Are you
minutes?
saying that Terrence?
Yeah. You know who Terrence Malick is?
Yeah,
the
but
director.
this was directed by James Gray, Ad Astra.
Why am I thinking Terrence Malick?
I don't know, but you just went on like a Terrence Malick rant for like 5 minutes, and I was just going. I didn't know who directed it. I was just going with you, but James Gray directed this movie, just so that we're not passing out
Why am I
misinformation. He also directed Lost City of Z. That's the one like where the dude explored. It had Charlie Hunnam in it, which is like maybe not the greatest start for anything. Directed something called Immigrant, something called Two Lovers. I don't know those movies, but. Dick, do you want to go ahead and just restart the show, or do we need?
I don't know why I thought Terrence
Do we need to
Malick.
cut all this out, or what? Are we good?
What's his new movie coming out?
I'm not sure. What is his new movie?
I don't know. Tree of Life was his last one, right?
Is it called?
Or King, let's see.
Is it in space? Maybe Jason XXX or something like that. Is that a?
Oh, I bet that's a movie. I bet it is.
I bet that is a movie. Well, let's do something that is.
His most recent movie was Song to Song, which everyone really liked, I imagine.
Hey, that movie holds a special place in all of our hearts. Song to Song.
No, Hidden Life. That's the trailer I saw. That's his newest one coming out.
What's Hidden Life?
It's about that German occupation thing during war, and he didn't want to join the Nazis, and it's about
Sounds like a real hoot and a holler.
Austrian farmer Franz Jagerstatter
That sounds like the name you'd
What?
make up
faces
if you
a
were
threat
making
of
up.
execution for
Yeah.
refusing to fight for the Nazis.
If you were making up a movie, you're like, we need a German character. What's the name? Go.
Yeah.
Franz Hagersnager.
I like it.
I like it. I love it. All right, next. What else do
All
we
right,
have?
we can go back to sorry. I apologize for the
And apologize to Terrence because I feel like he didn't deserve
apologize, Terrence.
All right.
Stop puffing paint and filming, pointless scenes.
Smoking the paint.
that. Smoke that paint, dog. CinemaBlend.com had an article out about Todd Phillips and the Joker movie. The headline says, Todd Phillips says woke culture is killing comedy movies. So basically what he goes on to say is that anytime, he said it's a hard time to be a comedian, it's a hard time to be a comedic actor, hard time to be a comedic director. Basically the movies that he's made, if you don't know Todd Phillips, he did all the Hangovers and what else? He did he like Due Date and those
Would you
kind of...
call Hangover 3 a comedy?
I would call it a ripoff of Hangover 1, which is a comedy. It was like what do they call it? Not a reboot or a... yeah, it was a reboot of Hangover
A
1.
Star is Born was pretty funny. I like that.
That ending was hilarious.
Yeah, the ending was a real hoot. Kept you hanging in there until the very end.
That would have been good if... Never mind. So anyways, he apparently now is going to take his creativity and focus it all on kind of more dark dramas, it seems like, including the Joker. And I guess that's kind of why he decided to do it in the first place. What do y'all think about... First off, do we agree with Todd Phillips? Todd Phillips the first is how he's listed on IMDb. Do we agree with Todd Phillips that it is a terrible time to be a comedian or a comedic director?
Yeah, I would think so.
Now, if
Yeah.
you have a good PR firm.
All right, Chris, do a 1-minute rant on woke culture real quick.
Okay, I think
Terrence Malick is involved with this. I can smell it.
Yeah. So the problem is with this is that you always need an outlet to be made fun of or someone just for grounding purposes. I think you could, everybody used to make fun of everybody and all the time and different cultures and things like that. And it's funny and some people get offended, but there's always that, grounding thing that happens, so I'm not sure what's really happening to society when no one can take a joke about anything.
Yeah.
It's a sad deal, I think.
I don't think it's that big of a deal today. This whole thing's blown out of proportion.
Well, it is. I mean, comedians have to be careful about what they say because they
they
don't get hired by a certain show because they're worried about sponsors pulling, dollar money, so they get let go from saying something. That used to never be the case.
See, but I think that we're maybe at the tipping point right now because the last 2 comedy specials I watched, now granted, when you have like unlimited money, it makes it a lot easier to just say whatever you want and not care. But hold on.
No.
The last 2 comedy specials I watched, Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr. Yeah, both of them. Like basically the whole comedy special was about this exact point, which is like quit being little snowflakes, quit telling me. I mean, what's the guy's name? The kind of Italian sounding guy who's Maniscalco, Sebastian Maniscalco. He hosted like the VMAs or something like that, and everyone hated it, and it wasn't really all that funny to be honest. But he was riffing on all the people who are like cancel culture and snowflake people standing on the stage, basically making fun of the crowd, saying like at one point he goes, "Tell me who I'm doing an impression of. I'm afraid of everything, and if you say what I like, I'm gonna get you fired." And everyone's laughing. He goes, "Yeah, that's you. That's all of you in the audience." And so, anyways, I wonder if we're kind of starting to go a little bit overboard, where not only are they doing comedy, but people are responding, going like, "Yeah, I am kind of tired of this. Like, this is getting old."
I saw Bill Maher when he came here a couple of weeks ago, and
Was he at the Houston Improv?
No, he was at the Smart Financial Center.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was a great venue. But he spent like maybe 20 minutes ripping on the audience because they kept trying to record with the cell phone, and he was like adamant, like angry adamant that was
a
not
lot of
to
them.
happen.
They've invented this little thing where they when you come in, they give you this little like pouch that you have to put your phone in, and they magnetize it, and then you keep it with you, but you can't use it. And if you want to use it, you have to step back out, and they'll unmagnetize it, and you can use it. And then the comedians are doing that a lot more because they're getting tired of people recording, like they're just like when they're just working out material or whatever.
Why don't movie theaters do that, Chris?
That wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm sure it's just the investment of the.
That's above my pay grade. I don't know.
You bring a burner phone, let them put that one in the bag, and then you secretly record.
Yeah,
it.
whenever they, I know when I go with a hoodie on, y'all profile me.
As well we should.
Yeah,
So-
hey, long-haired white male.
And I have Google. I have
Hoodie.
Google Glass.
Well, that's the.
I had Google Glasses one time, and they're profiling me. They can't.
You
they
had what?
I had Google Glasses.
Yeah.
The Google ones that record stuff.
Oh, you did?
Were
Yeah.
those, I thought those
Yeah.
were fake. Were
those
those
are
real?
real. Those are real
How come no one ever had them?
because they were
Probably like
practical.
$7,000.
So.
And all they did was like say, "That is a cup." Oh, thanks Google. Thanks for
No,
identifying.
they let
the
you
thing.
record movies. They're like, oh, we can't have this.
Yeah,
Because you
but-
go into a restroom, they're like, Google, start recording. Y'all didn't do that? Y'all
Oh,
like
yeah.
that?
No.
That'd be a funny prank to put on like some fake glasses and just go around saying that to people in like awkward situations.
But no, the thing with Todd Phillips, though, he's made a lot of great, funny movies.
I'm looking
but
at his IMDb. He might be one of my top 5 like favorite directors just with the stuff that he's made. I mean, I'm probably not that good of a director. I don't know, but like Old School.
Well, he has a lot of diversity.
amazing.
He has a lot of diversity. in
Road
that
Trip,
stuff.
a very important movie in my teenage
Yep.
years. Road Trip was. Starsky and Hutch and whatever. School for Scoundrels, not that good. Hangover, one of the most famous comedy, one of the most successful comedies of all time. Due Date, I feel like is such an underrated comedy. Due Date's really funny. War Dogs, that was pretty good. If this Joker movie is really, really good, which I don't know if it will be or not, it's got all sorts of other drama going on where people are saying that it's making light of
Horrible incidences in the past. And
or mental health, like that they're glorifying Joker who has mental. I mean, anyways,
No.
that's his argument.
it's getting
But,
it's getting a lot of buzz. It's getting a lot of like negative buzz from kind of. It's kind of ironic because it seems like woke culture is coming after him even now a little bit, saying like, well, you shouldn't be able to make a movie that kind of glorifies somebody who's got these problems going on or whatever else. So I don't know. Maybe
Well,
there's
we're
no
also
winning.
talking about a group of people. We don't really know the amount of how many.
That's so
and
true.
I always feel it's a lot smaller than what people let the impact happen. The impact is greater than what's actually being thrown at it.
Yeah, it's like 25 people on Twitter.
It's like someone throwing a snowball at me, and I pretend it's a giant rock, and I'm freaking out about it because this, especially with the Joker movie, Joker's been around for what 45 plus years, and it's like, oh, now we're going to be upset about it. I doubt it. And if anything, like I said, you get a smart PR person who twists this, and you get more people to see the movie because they're told not to see it.
Yeah, the
And-
cynical side of you has to wonder, like, did Todd Phillips come out with this whole thing just to,
Okay.
just to
Well,
drum
he
up
just tries
buzz?
To, yeah, you got to stir it
Well,
up, man.
so did you see the video of Joaquin Phoenix kind of getting mad? It's an outtake on set. He gets mad at the cinematographer for like whispering constantly, and he like kind of chews him out. But Todd Phillips released that video. They surprised Joaquin Phoenix on Kimmel with the video,
Yeah.
and he was like super embarrassed. It was pretty.
So he
funny.
got like super mad.
Not mad, but he was embarrassed. Oh, on the set.
Who was the
Oh yeah.
Was it Christian
It
Bale?
might be a joke.
Who was the one who
No.
had the
Like,
video?
how do you
wasn't-
believe?
it
You
wasn't
can't
a
believe
joke.
anything that goes on Jimmy Kimmel's show, though. Like to me, that's all scripted. In my
It
mind,
wasn't a joke. It was an outtake from the movie,
so,
like when they were filming.
But was it Christian? Who was the famous guy that
Christian Bale.
Christian
Yeah,
Bale.
oh,
That
gosh,
was such a great one.
brutal. Only to be topped by the Bill O'Reilly one that we'll do it live.
Well, no, Bill
I
O'Reilly.
love that. I love that one. That's one of my favorite outtakes ever.
He's like, he's trying to read it over and over again.
Yeah.
He's like,
Sherry.
this, we'll do it live. Okay, anyways,
Well, no. Again, with this, what's the next movie that's going to upset people, and especially with the content of it? It's going to happen once a year where someone's like, this shouldn't be on in film. And then everyone's just going to keep. Film is about art, and art is about pushing boundaries sometimes. And that's what it is. And I don't think it's really going to affect it that much. The horrible thing that's going to happen if something seriously tragic happens because of something. And then that's where everyone rushes to ban.
but also it's
So-
like, I mean, is it Todd Phillips' fault if there's? Anyways, it's hard to
Well,
place blame
the
there.
deal is I don't think this is any different than it has been. I just think there's more of a microphone that people have now to get out there to complain about. I think that it's the same complaining. It just can be escalated because of social media. So I don't know if it's something that's
And
really
these
gotten
producers,
worse.
and
dang
they're
social
making money from
media.
it. They're making money from it.
Yeah, any publicity is good
Yeah.
publicity.
So
Gotta make that money. Plus, whenever you point a finger, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you. So, do you think those people ever think about that?
That's
all right,
nice.
Dad.
I like that.
Guys, seriously, do y'all think they ever
Well, I
think
mean,
about that?
if you're talking to Todd Phillips, like, hey man, can we
hey
make
Todd, hey T man,
can we make a better movie? That's what I'd ask him because, I mean,
you don't think this is gonna be good?
no, I think this movie's gonna be fine. I think it's gonna be fine.
What do y'all think as far as box office goes?
It's gonna be I bet it's gonna be number 1 for the first 2 weeks.
Well, yeah,
And
'cause there's
then-
nothing else out. But
Well, that's what you asked. So I was,
Yeah. Whoa.
well,
Easy
I mean,
there, Chris.
predictions are like 80 million.
That feels probably. I would have said it would be like a medium size, release at the box office, which to me would be that like 50 to 75 million range, where it does pretty well, but nothing. It's not gonna.
That's probably gonna do better than that.
Yeah, I mean that's
Maybe.
kind of where I'm.
This is a wide release. I mean, do you know how many theaters is released in the first week?
But is it rated R?
Oh yeah.
See,
it
I mean,
is.
rated R. That's gonna limit you right off the bat.
Not really, because it will do those kind of numbers. Really good number. The first.
Well, that's because y'all don't actually card people on their
No,
age. You
yes,
sell
we do.
tickets to.
Yes, we do.
If a
I'm
movie-
not when I
if a
speak
movie
of these
pass
numbers.
did,
I'm not
right?
speaking to
Guys,
my
if you want
theater.
to go underage into a movie, the Grant. No, I'm just kidding. That's.
No, I heard the new
No, we do
AMC
not
does
do
it.
that.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, AMC down the road, they do not care. Okay,
Yeah.
they'll
police
let
officers.
infants into the Joker, guys. They encourage that kind of behavior.
Yeah, they will let infants double fist margaritas into the.
Do they have margaritas there?
They do. They do. Yeah.
Oh, they do have a little bar. The one time I went, it was closed, so that was a sad day.
It's never closed. You just gotta
like
walk over there.
Oh, self-serve? Is it like their popcorn?
No, it's
self-serve?
not self-serve. But
You know, they have the popcorn where you just grab your own.
Yo,
I guess
I know,
maybe that's
yeah.
what the
We
that's
should
what
probably
the tap
go on to
was.
the next
Yeah.
segment.
Oh, you think so?
Because
All
we're
right.
limited today.
Oh, excuse us, Dick. Wall Street Journal had an article saying that Apple plans to bring feature-length films to theaters. So this is going to be maybe some good news for you, Chris. Not only are they going to, they've got their Apple Plus or whatever. I can't keep track. Everything is called Apple something, and then they've got Apple TV and then Apple Plus. Is that different than Apple TV? Or
Yeah.
I'm sure you have to pay more
It's
for
the
it.
monthly subscription.
Apple Plus is the service.
It's like the Netflix for Apple.
Yeah.
But then they've got TV and movies coming to Apple Plus. Anyways, but they're also going to be, they're partnering with A24, I'm guessing for distribution purposes, at least for a while. For the first few movies, A24 is going to help them with the theater side of things, and I'm sure eventually they'll, build up to where they can do it on their own. But I wonder what the, first off, let's talk about what the incentive is for Apple to even be in the theaters in the first place. I guess purely just for, eyeballs and money, but you don't think that on their own, but just limiting it only to their service?
I've said this before years ago. I don't know how long has this show been
You're
going.
the harbinger of truth
You're
here,
not
Chris.
going to make $100 million releasing a movie on, a streaming service.
Part of the problem is you can't track
In
actually
3
how much
days.
what the
I don't know.
benefit
Kim
is.
Kardashian probably made around that.
That wasn't streaming. Well,
Well,
Yeah, there wasn't a DVD of it, I don't think, at that time.
but I guess the hard part with streaming is it's hard to quantify how much that movie brings to the table versus anything else because people are just paying the monthly fee to be a part of it. I mean, it's
yeah,
the, it's
you
the
pay the
value
monthly
of the,
fee and you can have 5 people watching it. You go to the theater and it's, one person per ticket. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I think what they're doing is what Netflix should have done when they started going to the streaming or starting to the making business of movies. Is they're pre-planning ahead of time with the theaters not to get blocked.
Yeah.
And not to have these weird relationships where it's like, oh, you're taking from us. No, you're taking from us. And they're just trying to secure their future and making shows and making sure every possible outlet that they can deliver it to and make money from, they're going to secure it. I mean, that's the only reason they're doing this, which is smart.
Yeah.
I mean,
It seems
especially
like
if
being
they-
on good terms with the theaters is probably a good thing.
Well, like we were talking about Brad Pitt. That War Machine movie did not do very well on Netflix from what I understood because it really wasn't that great of a movie. But I'd be interested if they had a chance to release it in theaters for the 6-week rotation and then release on Netflix. How much more money Netflix would have made just because it's Brad Pitt?
That's a good point. Because Chris, even like a fairly unsuccessful movie will still bring in $10 or $20 million over its lifetime over its 6-week theater
I
run.
would say, yeah.
I mean, people are funny, man. They'll go if it's in the theater, and I've been a part of this for a while. People will go to it just because it's there. I mean, they just like to
Especially
go.
word of mouth. That's what I think. That's what it really survived on. The very first one was the first week wasn't very big, but then after the
no,
second
the first week was huge.
no, the first it
the first weekend that was
because didn't
massive.
it double basically?
Look that up.
Didn't it basically?
Let me hack in real
The
quick.
second one,
No, I'm talking about it. Chapter 1.
yeah, huge opening.
The second
weekend.
weekend was because people started
No.
talking about going, oh,
I don't
hey,
think
you
so.
need to go see it.
I don't think that's right.
Was that directed by Rami
Was it
Malek?
Terrence Malick?
It
Who
was
directed
Terrence
that one?
Malick, yeah.
Man, that's SOB.
What's it even called? It.
It.
There we go.
Yeah, I told
Chapter
you
1.
they don't really know what to call it.
Weekend by weekend. Let's see. Came out September 8th. First weekend gross $123 million.
Dang, man.
That did not happen the
Second weekend gross $60 million. Okay. So a little bit confused, I think.
Yeah.
No, what I think you're thinking of, Dick, is I don't think anyone thought it was going to do $120 million. Is that correct, Chris?
No, I think it caught everybody by surprise.
Yeah, okay.
it
So
did.
there was a surprise element, but it was just the initial offering. But man, that made $327 million.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's just domestic. What the heck? What was the international?
Oh, people international don't watch scary movies.
Oh,
so they probably didn't make any money.
my fault. I totally forgot. It made another 372. So yeah, it made $700 million total. That's a lot of money.
That's
It's a lot of
pretty good.
quiche. It's a lot of greenbacks, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, and that's why I think Apple's doing what they're doing. They're trying to secure that outlet, and especially if they're going to put. How much money do you think Netflix has spent the past 5 years on movies, not TV series, but just movies alone? I would say at least $1 billion, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say like $250 million, but I have no idea.
Probably.
because I don't know how many actual movies. Like I have no. The problem with Netflix.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They have the
and
little,
this is the problem
the
with,
little guys that probably cost $1 million to $5 million to make.
Yeah,
and then they
probably
have
a
the
bunch of
big
20
movies
million.
like War Machine probably cost $20 million plus because
Yeah.
you have Brad Pitt in it, so he gets.
He gets a probably pretty.
Yeah.
See, that's why I don't get because there's no advertisements
Yeah, and
anywhere, and I don't. So who's paying for this? Like other than subscriptions?
Well,
It's just-
different. Well, that's the
Netflix
biggest
makes
difference.
so
That's the
much
biggest
money.
difference from a theater because your theater can't. They can project, but they can't. They don't really know until the end of the month. Oh, this is what we're gonna make because Chapter 2 came out. Good job for it making 120 million. But with Netflix, they know. Oh, we have X amount of subscribers. They're right here on the 4th of the month. So at the end of the month, we charge them. So we know we're gonna get something,
Yeah, but arguably
and that something is a large.
they could make maybe 2 movies a year
No.
on the whole amount of money for the subscriptions. Subscriptions.
who Netflix?
Subscriptions.
No,
Yeah.
Chris, they make so much money.
Wait, how many subscribers around the world do you think they have?
Right now, Q2 of 2019, Netflix had 151 million subscribers. So every month, I think it's about $10 a month to subscribe
That's
to Netflix.
fair.
So every month,
150 million?
every month they're making $1.5 billion. Is that right?
That's like 2 end games, like as far as budget.
Per month.
Oh, per
Without-
month.
Per month.
Per
Yeah.
month. $1 billion a month? That can't be right.
I'm telling you, they
That
have.
can't be right.
Okay, well, do math. What's 151 million times 10?
I'm doing it
I
right
don't
now.
know.
You got to move the decimal over. It's 1.5
Oh.
billion.
Yeah, it's 1.5
And then times
billion.
that by 12. Times that
And
by
taxes and everything. So realistically,
Companies don't pay taxes.
There's no way.
That's why they can do this stuff.
So you're telling me that Netflix is making $365 billion
let's be
No,
friendly.
I'm not telling you
let's
that.
be friendly right here with
a
this.
year?
Let's be friendly with
No,
this.
I'm actually not even close to telling you
1.5
that.
billion, right? So
Yeah,
let's just
per
divide
month.
it.
That's-
Let's just divide it by half, just
Sure.
to be friendly.
Sure.
And maybe that's how much money they actually have because they spend money to make
Sure,
money.
750
whatever.
million.
So
times that by 12.
Yeah, it's $9 billion a year. So
That can't be right.
That's what it is.
That's what I'm
man.
telling you. That's why.
And you're
they-
wondering how they make money from this stuff? It's
That's
because
why-
they make a Brad Pitt movie that sucks, and they
the-
still make
most-
$9 billion.
Most of their movies aren't that good, and they still are just bringing it in. And that's why they can make unlimited. The thing I don't get about Netflix is they make a movie, and then it's promoted for like 3 days on their front of their queue or whatever, and then it's still there, but like unless you search it, how are you ever going to find that movie again? And they don't even care. It's like it's in our catalog. If somebody randomly stumbles across
Well,
it
their
one
search
day,
function, their new function, I did discover on the Fire Stick when they upgraded the Netflix app. They moved the tabs to the left where you
Yeah.
can search and stuff. Now they have a new tab, so you can click coming up or upcoming tab, and it actually tells you
That's
what
smart.
movies are coming up.
why
this
they
month.
haven't done that?
Wow, I just looked it up officially. It's 15.8 billion a year. That's crazy. I didn't think it was
That's what I'm
that much.
telling you, man. They can do whatever they want for right now, and then
their stock has been going down because their subscribers have been going down.
well, it's when Disney Plus comes out.
They're
and-
only going to make 10 billion a year at that point, and that'll really be a big, huge hit for them. But yeah, I mean, so if you had 15 billion a year, you can afford to. And this is why they're giving every comedian like, hey, you want $5 million to do like a 3 comedy special?
I think they paid
Chappelle was
Dave
like-
Chappelle like 40.
It was like 25, I thought.
40 for like 4 or something like for 5
something
or
like something
X amount of-
unbelievable. And you think, how could they ever? But it keeps people subscribed. It keeps that monthly
eventually, at those numbers, they're going to run out of people on planet Earth.
coming. Yeah, well, hey,
And then-
India, keep having those babies. They're they're growing exponentially.
Well, that doesn't even include what they do internationally production wise. They produce pretty much for every language movies. So, and we don't know
That is
because we
true.
can't see it.
That is true.
Because there's Netflix.
Oh, you can if you click on one by
Then they have the
accident.
Irishman coming out. The
And then it will
Irishman's
be
coming out.
that's all you will see.
because you
for-
watched.
Well, let's think about
Exactly.
let's think about this though, Chris. Let's think about all
That'd be
right.
so
say,
great if your feed got
say
taken over
I'm
by
not
it.
a subscriber of Netflix, but The Irishman comes out in October, and I'm like, I really want to see that movie.
Sure.
So I'm going to subscribe for 1 month. That's $10. So
Yep.
it's basically a movie ticket.
Yeah, but see, this is how they get you. Because how many times do you forget to cancel it?
Oh, yeah.
And then you're like, oh well, it's only $9.
So they continue making something that interests me 4 to 5 times a year. They've already gotten what they needed from me.
No, but
and
what'll be interesting to see, in my opinion, the ceiling. How many subscription services are people willing to have? Because that's what everything is moving towards, is subscription services. And Netflix was kind of the first one in, so everyone
you
has
could
Netflix.
almost say Netflix is the new HBO.
Well, Netflix is bigger than HBO.
Well, I mean, I'm saying back.
No,
you
yeah,
know,
back in the 80s.
Back in the
yeah.
80s, HBO became a subscription service,
Yeah.
and they pioneered. We make unique content that's for our watchers, and then finally Netflix basically is now doing the same thing.
But I feel like Netflix had, I mean, it was early to the game with this whole online streaming, so it had the market share for a long time. And then Amazon, everyone has Amazon because when you get Prime, you get like free shipping on all your crap that you're buying from Amazon anyways, and then you just kind of, the movies are like a perk is how I see it for a lot of people. But it's interesting. So once you start adding Disney Plus, once you start adding Apple TV, is there going to be a point where people are going to start saying, Netflix, you were cool, loved you, especially you used to have The Office or whatever. Now you've gotten rid of all the NBC shows I used to like in your back catalog. Although I heard they just bought Seinfeld for like $500 million or something like that. They bought Netflix. I think it was either Netflix or Amazon.
I think it was Hulu.
Was it Hulu? Somebody
so.
just bought all the Seinfelds for like $500 million, the rights to all the catalog there. Crazy. Anyways, why are we even talking about this? We need to move on. Let's go to break.
Why are we talking about TV, dude?
I mentioned one thing. That's all it takes. I mentioned one thing. Let's go to break. When we come back, we are going to rewind the movies that we've seen over the last week, and then we're going to do our top 3 with a twist, where we say each other's top 3 space movies. So stick with us here on The Ticket Stub.
For those of you who like your partners, your gumbo, and your music salty, well, we're here to help with the music. Julian Shea here, host of Lone Star Country Nights Thursday, your weekly dose of roots and Americana and all the music that makes this part of the country special. We stir in Western swing, honky-tonk, Zydeco, Texas blues, outlaw country, and put a pinch of red dirt, and then we smoke it over a slow fire. Then listen to the results Thursday nights on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
The Ticket Stub is sponsored by the Grand Theater and Amstar Cinemas.
With 18 locations around the country, the Grand Theater and Amstar Cinemas bring you the latest in state-of-the-art projection and sound.
Including Fathom Events and Flashback Cinema.
Did you know your local Grand or Amstar Cinema serves a wide variety of adult beverages?
And some even have a full bar.
And moms, they didn't forget about you. They also have a large selection of wine to help you get through those kids' movies.
Visit your local Grand or Amstar Cinema today.
Health Center Southeast Texas is a federally qualified health center. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, and most major private insurances. For our self-pay patients, we have a sliding scale discount program available. Our health centers have qualified providers and staff striving every day to provide the best quality of care to our patients. Services offered are family medicine, behavioral health services, telepsychiatry, and pediatrics. We have 4 area locations. Look up the Health Center Southeast Texas online at hcset.com.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776.
Let's begin now.
We're back on the air. Chandler Harris, thanks for the live tweeting about the episode here. Apparently Disney Plus $12.99 a month.
Well, I'm going to try it out because you can get ESPN Plus, Hulu Plus, or
Yeah, and they're all linked together, right?
yeah, and Disney's. So for I think a low price of something for the first X amount. So I'm definitely going to try it out because I want to try ESPN Plus.
See, here's what I'm excited about, and y'all don't care about this, but there's
I love Division 3A softball. It's like my favorite stuff.
Dude, the chicks are so hot. Here's what the Division 3. Once you get to Division
Chicks
1,
are so hot, guys. Hot take. Hot take.
But here's what I'm excited. What I'm hopeful of is there's a streaming service that carries the provider that plays the Rockets and Astros. There's only one service that's streaming.
Is it
that
Root?
does it. It's called Root's the channel, but Fubo is not Fubo. Fubo is the streaming service that has Root Sport, or it's actually AT&T Sports Southwest now, but they don't have Disney. And my family is going to require that we have Disney Channel involved. It has Nickelodeon, but not Disney. So I'm
Disney
hoping.
Plus is your
What about
answer.
That's what
YouTube Live? Does it not
Nope.
have that?
Nope.
It
Nope.
does
Nope.
not?
Nope.
Wow.
It has. They all have Fox Sports Southwest, which plays on the
Yeah,
Dallas
our kids.
channel.
What I told them is I got a season ticket to the Owen Theater, and I go, you don't need to watch this crap. We'll go watch live crap.
Did y'all have some children in the last 2 weeks?
We got to be cultured here.
Are you like the Blind Side? Like you go pick out like some good athletes and say like, all right, we're gonna adopt
You know what? That'd be a cool movie. I think that would be a funny
That
movie.
is a movie. It's called The Blind Side.
Well, I mean, like, as a comedy perspective, hey, Todd Phillips, I got an idea for you.
Put your dark twist
No,
on this.
hey, Terrence Malick, I got an idea.
Ooh, yeah. And then Rami Malek, that's the Bohemian Rhapsody.
There you go.
Let's see how long
Are they
Terrence
related?
Malick can actually shoot a football game.
Let's link the Maliks up and get something going. Chris, what movie did you watch this week?
I saw It Chapter 2, and I usually have lots of papers around here.
I know.
with
Where's
all
all
my
your papers?
notes.
I feel like you're getting less papers every
I
time.
left them at work on accident because I was
So
very,
did someone
very
take a
busy
picture of it
today.
and send it to you?
Yes, they did. So I was very
Hey,
happy.
subordinates. Subordinates.
Yes,
Stop
somebody did
serving
it for me.
popcorn. I need you to come do some work.
Yeah, so, I saw It Chapter 2. This is the second chapter.
Oh,
of
what?
It. Yes, of It. It's
Great name. You can't fault them for the name.
You can't. You know what you're getting. It's 63% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is James McAvoy, Bill Hader, Jessica Chastain, Bill Skarsgård, and the kids from the first one. So, rapid fire movie reviews. Adam Graham from Detroit News. It never decides which feature to take at face value and which exist only in the subconscious and winds up a confused as a result. I did not read that right.
That can't be what he wrote.
Nope, it is not what he wrote. Jeff
Kind of a
Jefferty.
who's on first situation here. It
Boy, I'm not even
cannot
spelling
be
things right.
confused with it.
I've written this guy's name is Jefferty Boomer. I don't think that's right. From Slate.
Hello, I'm Jefferty.
I like that name.
Hey, don't name shame somebody.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good point.
That are dead name,
I
though.
feel guilty already.
It's obvious that the filmmakers failed to fully reckon with what they've put on screen, and the results are grim. And then, oddly, this guy's name.
Oh, giggles.
I'm sorry. This guy's name.
Is that your Pennywise impression? Which you can see his video.
Yeah, if you want to see Chris's Pennywise, go to the feature focus.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Oh, that's great. We should play those. At the
This guy's
beginning.
name I've
should.
written as Bob Grimm, which I don't think that's his name because
Okay, 'cause Grimm was the last-
in the last
yeah.
thing from Reno News, and he said,
Were you on some sort of like a focus pill or
I
something?
Were
don't
you
know.
smoking?
"A mess."
Oh, see again.
Yes.
Who's on first? Does he mean it? Is it like a pun when you say it's a
I
mess?
think he does.
Oh.
But anyway, this film has some,
a mess.
it is a mess.
What's that movie? The campaign.
The campaign, yeah.
Sweep it up. It's a mess. Get your brooms. It's a mess. That was Zach Galifianakis.
Oh man.
All right. So what else?
But the film has some good performances. Bill Hader's really good. Bill Skarsgård, Pennywise, he's good. And oddly, James McAvoy is good. I don't like him particularly as an actor.
sorry, James.
But I did like him in this one. The adults casting versus like the kids being older. It was
one of the
really
redheads
good.
is in this movie, right? Bryce Dallas. or
Jessica Chastain is in this, yeah. So the casting is pretty spot on.
Yeah.
I liked Pennywise's scenes in this one better than the first one. He has a lot cooler lines and he does some cool stuff. But I only jumped one time, so it lacks the scariness.
I heard
of the
it wasn't
first
as
one.
scary. It was kind of
It is
silly.
not at all as scary, no. And also, as critics have said, some of the scenes don't make any sense. Like they were scenes from the book that they just threw in the movie randomly, I guess for fans, and it really doesn't make any sense at all. Especially the opening of the movie, it doesn't make any sense. But apparently, it was in the book.
Who reads? Who reads nowadays?
Yeah, I know. The ending is underwhelming and a lot simpler than it should have been, given the power that it has. Pennywise has,
Okay.
and it's definitely disappointing considering the first one I really liked. So I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10.
So doesn't he come back every like 27 years or something?
27 years.
So what's going to be great is like It Chapter 4 when they're all like 94 years old. And
Yeah.
you think that's going to happen or no?
No.
They could all be in the same nursing home or something. Maybe he's like the little orderly that brings them their soup.
It would be ill-advised for them to not make an It Chapter 3, but
Because
they'd have to go totally off, any of the source material, I would think.
Well, they're good at that in Hollywood.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, no need for source material.
We know Stephen King will revisit his demons.
Yeah, he was in it. Nice cameo.
Oh, you had one?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that. There's no need to do that.
It was one of his better cameos.
Oh, Stephen King.
yeah, it takes you out of the movie.
Stan Lee.
It does take you out of the movie.
car. What's he doing?
It takes you out of the movie a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. But I don't know if you ever get sucked into that movie anyways.
M. Night Shyamalan ran over Mel Gibson's wife. What? That was in
that
Signs. That was in Signs.
I don't think they ever said that. That was, I guess, what you said in the theater. You were doing an impression of yourself.
No, he did.
He didn't say. It never
M. Night
said.
Shyamalan was
I know,
driving
but-
the car that smashes.
I know,
wife
but there was
against
never
the
a
tree.
line in the movie that said M. Night Shyamalan ran over Mel Gibson's wife.
No, not in the movie. That was me.
That was you in the theater. That's
Yeah,
what
that
I'm
was me
saying.
in the
All
theater.
right, all
Dick,
right.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's giving us the
Let's
speed
keep
of the
it
long
moving.
here.
Let's keep it
Well, why
moving.
don't you go ahead and tell us about your movie, Dick?
Well, first let me say something about Terrence Malick. No,
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
I'm just
Speed
kidding.
it along. I got more Terrence takes.
I saw Between Two Ferns, the movie. Speaking of Netflix.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
If folks don't know what Between Two Ferns is, it's a comedy sketch from Funny or Die. And they made a movie. I'm not really sure why they made it. I'm
I got
sure.
this giant TV. I'd love to watch it on this giant TV right
well, I mean, I guess I could put it up there. But anyway, you can watch it with your subscription through Netflix. It is
here. You
a
and
comedy.
151 million of your friends can all watch
and
this together.
Yeah, give them that money. And it's to me, I enjoy the interviews from the sketch comedy. I think it's been around.
Is there
for,
a plot? Yeah, it's been around for a long
The
time.
plot, I mean, it's very basic. It's basically on you need to give us 10 episodes in X amount of days. And so they go on the road.
Yeah, like
'Cause
Will Ferrell owns it. Or something.
Yeah, and so Zach Galifianakis
jerk
ruins
boss? Like
the
he's
studio,
played that
so they
before.
don't have a studio to shoot it, so they go to the people. I think if you're a fan of the shorts web series, you're gonna like the movie. So definitely give it a shot. There is a lot of comedy in it. I enjoy it, and then Zach Galifianakis' character is so funny.
Yeah, he is.
And his interviews. That's one thing I would say I regret is they had this opportunity. It'd be great if they released actual interviews as if they were like the old Between Two Ferns, because some of the interviews are like literally a question, and that's it, and they go to the next person. I'm like, man, that would have been so much funnier if they sat there for 5 minutes and actually did the series, the old web series. I hope they release that if that's possible,
I like
because there's a lot of good people involved.
He ruined the studio. It's like two ferns and a black curtain. Like how hard is it to recreate?
Well, he
that?
films at the public broadcast area, so he floods the studio and almost kills
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
seen this too, Chris? You saw this?
Yeah, I saw it. It's really funny.
But yeah,
Really
am I right about that though? I wish because at the end the bloopers
Oh,
are
yeah.
worth the viewing.
I think they were
alone.
just trying to pack in as many actors as
But
they
like
could.
they had the time though, so it's like maybe they did film. In my mind, if you're a producer on this thing, like, hey, actually just do
Release
your
them.
show.
Yeah.
Just do the regular Between Two Ferns show, and then we'll just clip whatever's funny, put it in the movie, and then we'll release them later.
Because then you'd have a
good
year
season.
worth of,
You'd
you'd
have
have
a
a year
season.
worth of Between Two Ferns or whatever it is.
So and everyone was really good, and I enjoyed it. So I would definitely, if you like this kind of humor, definitely check it out, and
I'll have to
you'll
check
have a
this
good
out.
laugh. And Zach Galifianakis, he knows what he's doing.
Comedy's not dead. Sorry, Todd. Yeah, Todd. He built Zach Galifianakis. Not really, but he really helped him.
I think that was Out Cold.
Dude, Out Cold.
Out
is so
Cold
funny.
built
Yeah.
Zach Galifianakis, or I can't pronounce his name.
What's it called, like Moose Mountain or something?
Bull Mountain.
Bull Mountain. Oh, Out Cold is so funny. All right, I watched Welcome to Marwen because I was feeling like a little lighthearted comedy this week. Welcome to Marwen. I actually watched it 2 weeks ago. This is the movie from 2018. It was directed by Robert Zemeckis. Robert Zemeckis. And starring Steve Carell. And then they got the IMDb all done weird over here. Leslie Mann was kind of the next most famous person in this probably. And then some other people that you kind of be like, oh, that person. It also had the chick from Game of Thrones, Brienne of Tarth. That was kind of, it's one of those things where before you watch a series, you never have heard of them, and then afterwards you like notice them. She's like 7 feet tall. She's crazy tall, but she's in it too. Basically, the story is that, so what I want to watch now, there's actually a documentary called either Welcome to Marwen Call or just Marwen Call. And that was what this was. I mean, the documentary was based on the real story, and then this took a lot from that. I've heard the documentary is much better than this movie. This was like so,
Well,
like just down the middle. I mean, like
I haven't
everything.
seen it, but you can tell me this if you, because I imagine you did a little research afterwards. Like
Yeah,
this is based off a true story.
Correct.
How much did they indulge in it?
You know, it seems like it was pretty accurate. Like I mean, the reason why they didn't indulge that much is because like, what really is happening in the movie? You know, I mean, like this would have been better as a documentary because what it is, it's a study of the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, the character study. As a movie this way, the way they did it dramatically, I think it's just hard. Like it became a lot about these little cartoon moments where the character, where his like Barbies or whatever, where they're like fighting all these
dolls
or his dolls,
His action
his
figures.
action figures. Most of them, funny enough, are Barbies.
Don't
I
gender
think.
shame them, guys.
No,
Dolls. That's universal.
Okay,
term,
fine,
okay?
whatever. His dolls are like fighting the Nazis, and it's kind of like a parallel to his life and everything. But again, I mean, like it's just not really that much going on. He kind of has like a thing for Leslie Mann, and you think for a minute that's gonna be romantic, and then she like friend zones him, you know, which is kind of hard to watch. But
So this isn't disabled positive ending? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, not so much. I mean, I don't know. Again, I think the documentary would have been a lot more powerful probably than this one was. Steve Carell did a pretty good job, but this is one where you're looking at your watch like several times throughout, going like, okay, how much more do we have? It's a bummer because I was really excited about this when I first heard about it getting released, and then no one liked it, so I never saw it in theaters, and so now I finally watched it for the show to save all of you from watching it. Feel free
Thank
to,
you.
Feel free to
Because
not check this out.
I did not have any desire to see this movie, but Robert Zemeckis,
Yeah,
I like that guy a lot.
the Z-Man.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
He did Back to the Future.
All right,
Castaway
let's
and-
do our top 3 with the twist real quick. So what we're gonna do in honor, because we are getting paid mad advertising respect from Ad Astra.
The Terrence Malick movie?
Yeah, the Malik movie. We're gonna do top 3 for each other. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on one person. And we'll just go, and the other 2 of us will do our 3, 2, 1s, and then afterwards that person can kind of respond back to if they think we hit it anywhere near, if the movies we said are even movies they like or not, and kind of give a little feedback that way. So we'll start with Chris. Dick, me and you are gonna give Chris. Did you have time to put a little list together?
I did that one list for Chris because I immediately, right when you said, I go, these are the movies he's likes.
Okay, so
Because I haven't done my list. I don't really care about space.
did you do anything for me? Did you care about me at all?
Yeah, I can come up with something.
All right,
You're
whatever.
easy.
Oh, excuse me, I'm complex. Chris, Dick, let's do our 3s. What was your number 3 movie for Chris?
For Chris, Space Clowns for Killer Space Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer.
Yeah, okay.
Is that a real movie?
Yeah,
Killer
Yeah,
Clowns?
it's a real
Yeah.
movie.
I do actually-
What's it about?
I like
Killer
that movie.
It
Clowns?
has everything
the
that he
title's
likes.
pretty self-explanatory.
It has everything that Chris likes.
It does have everything like
What is this Killer Clowns movie about?
very
you know?
true.
Is there a whole series of Killer Clowns, or why are they in outer space?
Did they just come down and put people in pods?
Okay, the 80s.
That's about it. I don't know.
It's gory.
80s
Yeah.
were a weird time, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3 I put for you, Chris. I put The Fifth Element.
I've not seen that film.
Oh, so there's a miss. See, that just feels like a Chris movie to me. I don't know. It's kind of strange, kind of weird. I mean, you're going to see anyways. Dick, what's your number 2 for Chris?
Number 2 for Chris, I believe I wrote down.
Can you just look at the text?
That's what I'm trying to read. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, Moonraker.
Yeah.
Oh, James.
Okay.
Yeah,
That might be number 1.
that's a James Bond, right? You
Yeah,
can't
it's
go-
James,
can't-
yeah,
can't-
he
can't-
loves James Bond and it's in space, so Moonraker.
No, I haven't seen that one. Are they on the moon?
They're in
They're in
space.
space.
Oh, okay.
On
Oh,
Oh, it's a
space
great
station.
movie.
Why is it called Moonraker?
That's the name of the,
They don't rake
the
the
shuttle.
moon?
That's the name of the shuttle.
They don't.
The moon.
So there's no raking. Number 2 for you, Chris, I put Starship Troopers.
Okay.
Do you even like that movie?
I dated a
I
girl
feel like
that
I'm-
was in that movie once.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, no, hold on.
I did. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to let that slip out.
Was
No,
it what-
forget it. No,
Did
no,
she
I
do?
don't wanna
Who
say
was it?
I'm
Hold on.
sorry.
Did she do the bug voices? Is that what it was?
No, she was on the bug.
Was it the one who gets the bug that sticks? She's topless at one point, and then the bugs like pincers go straight through.
No. It was somebody that was on the bug planet.
What?
Well,
So
I don't
what-
wanna
it
talk
was a
about
bug.
Why don't you want to talk about
I
it,
don't want to talk about it.
Chris? This is like a
No, we'll talk about it later.
Okay, but I just feel like you gotta like this is the
Off
kind of
the
stuff
air.
that
Well, it's
should,
not a big deal. But
it's kind of a big deal. I never dated somebody in Starship Troopers. Dick, did you?
I mean, I thought about it. No, I'm just kidding.
Dated someone who looked like someone in Starship Troopers, but
Oh.
the bugs. I'm just kidding.
Oh, the
yeah, it was a
bugs.
burn. All right, what's your number 1 for Chris, Dick?
Oh, it was Apollo 13.
Mine was Apollo 13 for you.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I know you like that movie. I know you like Ed Harris.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I love it.
The greatest part of the greatest part of that comment is how true it probably is, because Chris, a movie like that where there's like 6 of the most famous actors in the world,
he probably
the
has.
one that Chris would cling on to would be like.
Do you have any memorabilia from Apollo 13?
I do not.
Do you have his vest?
Okay.
You don't own Ed Harris's vest from Apollo 13?
No, I don't.
It's probably a little expensive, I bet.
Well, I would assume.
Doesn't he have like a little pin that he wears in his vest too, or something?
There's
like a little
I think there's
flag or like a
few
little
vests.
spaceship?
There's a few.
No, I
vests.
could see him having the Apollo 13 manual that they used in the movie. You know, that they're going
Yeah,
through it.
that would
I
be
could see
cool
him
to
having
have.
that.
That would be neat.
What other things can I see him having?
I have that box of stuff where they're like, we have to make this stuff fit into a round hole.
Yeah.
I have that carton of crap.
And you can see that down in Houston at the museum. They have the actual box they made
really?
that scrubbed the CO2 so they could breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made it. They got it down there.
Those guys are smart. Wicked smart.
Pretty neat.
All right, I feel like I totally whiffed on my list for Chris, except for Apollo 13. I feel good about that. He did date a girl in Starship Troopers, although we're not talking about that, which seems like something we should definitely spend at least a few minutes talking
No,
about, but we don't have to. We definitely don't have to. All right, let's do our list for Dick, Chris. What's your number 3 for Dick?
Star Trek First Contact.
Yeah, that Star Trek series definitely.
it's
First
a good one.
Contact's good. It's not number 1, but
That's a good
it's
one.
in there.
What's number 1 on Star Trek?
Well, I mean, like you talking about movie wise?
Yeah.
Oh, no, TV shows, Dick. Yeah, we're talking about TV.
Are we doing the TV stuff again?
No, we're not.
I really like Star Trek 2.
Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Wrath of Khan's one
and
of the
then, man, I like the Star Trek 4. It was the whale one.
Yeah,
That was a great
you
one.
don't actually like that. You don't actually
The
like
Voyage.
that.
I
Home.
enjoyed
That
it.
one wasn't good.
No, that's Search for Spock, I think.
Yeah, Search for Spock
I
is
think
the whale
3
one.
is. Yeah, my brother would know. He's a nerd. He loves all the Star
Okay.
Trek. For you, Dick, number 3, I put. I was doing kind of a curveball out here. Not sure, but I'm gonna put 2001: Space Odyssey. I feel like you've got a little bit of that film.
No, I actually hate Stanley Kubrick.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. Okay. Well, see,
Again, it's another Terrence Malick thing. It's like, why would it take 40 minutes to do, like, especially the opening scene with the monkey? I'm like, oh my God. That's definitely a drug movie. And I've done that. Like, I've watched that movie
on drugs.
And it was 10 times better.
There you go.
So,
Did you date anyone in 2001: Space Odyssey?
did I date anybody? One of the monkeys actually.
Especially because that movie was filmed in like the 70s. So that would be great if you did.
I want to be part of history.
Yeah, hey, it's very iconic. All right, Chris, number 2 for Dick.
Muppets from Space.
Ooh, no.
Dear Lord, how do y'all even know these movies exist? Number 2 for you, that's a no. You're not so into Muppets from Space. That would have been a number 1 for Chris. I should have looked up puppet movies in space and then put that on my list because that would have for sure been a good one. Number 2, Dick, for you, I put Event Horizon.
Ooh, I enjoy that movie, but not
top 3, not top 3 material.
I'm not a really big scary movie fan.
Okay,
But Sam Harris, I really like, and so when I saw that, and the movie was really creepy.
That movie freaked me out when I first saw it.
Yeah, there's some great scenes, especially with no eyeball scenes, stuff like that. That's good stuff.
I think I watched that before I should have probably. You know, my
exposed.
mind wasn't ready to see all of that. Have you seen Event Horizon, Chris?
Yeah, with Sam Neill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. You said Sam Harris, I think, but you meant Sam Neill, I believe.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Sam Harris, the notable Joe Rogan podcast guest, I think is who you're probably getting confused with. Anyways, Chris, what's your number 1 for Dick?
I went with Passengers.
What?
Yeah.
What? You think
Jennifer
Dick likes
Lawrence
Passengers?
and-
You think he's seen Passengers?
Talk about a boring movie.
You've seen Passengers, haven't you?
Yeah, it's boring.
Well, I don't know. I thought it was
boring.
I was talking to my wife. We saw that together, and she was like, "Oh, I would definitely wake you up." You know, like she's like, "If I woke up and you weren't,"
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, I'd for sure wake you up."
I don't care. I don't care about.
You don't get.
No, horrible.
Dick, you're like, I just want the peace and quiet, man.
I'm happy. I'm like, whoa.
For Connor, I think I've nailed as number 1.
Okay,
I promise.
okay.
I think I did.
Dick, I put Galaxy Quest as your number 1 space movie.
Oh, that's up there. That's for sure. I really enjoy that movie.
That
I almost
might-
put that on your list.
That
as
might
well.
be my number
I would have
1.
put that on your list, but I'd already put it on Dick's, and I wanted to have 2 different lists.
That's a really good movie.
Yeah, that's a great movie. All right, I want y'all to come at me now. Come on,
Okay.
bros. Come at me, bro.
I would say number 3, Starship Troopers.
That's a good one. I really like Star Trek. I need to rewatch that one. It's been too long.
That's what I would
Space
say.
Cowboys, number 3.
I've never seen Space Cowboys.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, let's.
I can actually see Chris having memorabilia from that movie.
I like
'Cause
Space
what is
Cowboys.
it?
I
Tommy
like
Lee
that.
Jones. Yes, Tommy Lee
Clint
Jones.
Eastwood,
Yeah, Clint.
James Garner.
What about that
All
movie? What about that movie makes you think that I would
Why?
love it?
Why would James Garner? They think they can put him in space? Like he in that movie was at least like high 70s.
What was the purpose? Like they were the only ones trained or something like that? Like everyone
Yeah,
else
he was
died?
the only one that could program this guidance system. Clint Eastwood, and he only would go up with his original team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so practical.
Yeah.
Hey Clint, no, we're not sending all these old men to space.
Yeah.
All right, what else? Number 2.
Number 2, I would say Serenity.
Ooh. I saw Serenity. I actually liked. I feel like that was underrated. Serenity, like no one talks about it. I feel like it kind
I
of.
think there's a good chunk of an age group
Okay.
and that's why I figured
Maybe
you're
there's
part. That was my game plan. Was you're part of that group who likes that?
I didn't really. I'll say this. I don't know much about it outside of the movie. I saw the
Oh,
movie.
really?
Yeah, I saw the movie. Is that like Firefly or something?
That's a good series.
Yeah, I've never seen
But
Firefly.
We're not talking TV.
No, we're not. Definitely not. Number 2.
Battlefield Earth.
I hope you nailed my number 1 because no, I don't like Battlefield Earth.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
Everything about that movie, they made the right decision on everything.
Yeah.
It's like costume design, nailed it. Actors, nailed it. Storyboarding, everything was perfect. Flawless movie.
So flawless. Yeah, totally flawless.
Yeah.
Chris, we don't even know each other at all, I don't think. All right, number 1.
You know
for
what that
me.
movie reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of a production company that literally had its up and down in finances. So when they started the movie, they had all the money. Like, yeah, we're gonna do it. And then like the next week, like, we have to cut the budget. We gotta cut the budget. It's like, okay, they're making the movie the under budget, and it's like, we got more money. Just make the movie, make it.
This
make it
laser's going to
big.
cost
Make it
$150
big.
million. Are you down?
And then
No,
they
let's
make
do
it big for like 20 minutes, and it's like, oh, we lost the money again.
All right, number 1 for me, Dick. What do you got?
I would say Star Wars.
Okay, I mean, big Star. I'm not a nerd. I'm not a total nerd on Star Wars, but I definitely like them. Chris, you're so proud of yourself.
Drum roll.
Oh, okay.
I can't wait for me to not like this movie.
You mean the movie Drumroll? They're in space?
No.
Oh.
Space Jam. Because you like
I
basketball.
do like basketball.
He loves basketball.
Space Jam is great. It's impossible to go against Space Jam. I guess that's a space. I mean, there's
called
aliens.
Space. Yeah, Space Jam. It's called
Space
Space.
is in the title.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll give you that. Space Jam. If I was gonna make a top
Probably like
five, I'd
art.
probably put Space Jam on the top 5. I don't know if it'd make the top 3, but it'd be close.
You probably didn't think it was in space.
I mean, yeah,
You don't.
it's in like a wormhole. I don't know. I mean, like you know.
I mean, there's aliens in the movie.
There's
They take
aliens.
over, but I mean,
Hey, what is space, man? Aren't we technically in space right now?
Okay,
Am I
here we
right?
go.
Am I right? Existential. All right. Well, thank y'all for
so
listening.
drumline can be in the movies.
Drumline.
Drumline.
That machine. That,
You know,
that machine that tracks your beats or whatever.
Real quick, the first theater I managed.
There's,
can't-
there's
can't-
2 drumline movies.
He
Y'all
can't
know
read
that,
music.
No,
right?
the drumline.
He
How many
can't read
drumline
music, but
movies are there?
he does beats that the machine says are impossible.
The first theater I managed, the movie Drumline came out, and a little girl smuggled in a pig in her purse, a baby pig.
Why would you smuggle in it?
I don't
Is
know.
that what you classify that? You're smuggling in this pig? That's what you go.
Contraband. That's
what I said.
contraband.
You, I guess.
What's she gonna do with the pig?
It's a pig.
Why would you? That's
Somebody alerted me because she was walking in the hallway, and then it would just jump, like her purse would just do this, and someone thought she had a baby in it, and I had to go down in front of the crowd because she was sitting in the front row.
Well,
so
of course, you had the
when you
pig.
walk down in the front row, all the crowd silences down, and you're like, oh god. And then so I was like, yeah, I need to see what's in your purse. And she opened it up, and it was a baby pig, and I didn't know what to say.
Did you kick her
So
out?
I just said, you can't have a baby pig in here. And she's like, but it's so cold outside. And I'm like, why did you bring it in the first place?
She found it
Is
in the
that just
parking
something
lot.
you just bring with you?
I don't know. If
What a
you're
great
If you're
conversation.
up in Willis
Excuse
or
me,
Conroe,
you
certain
can't have a
areas
pig.
of Conroe, I could see them going like, "Oh, I found this pig."
That was not here, though. It was
Maybe-
it was Mississippi. to
Maybe
be
it was like a
fair,
show
was.
pig. Maybe she was trying to take care of it to sell it for like FFA or something.
I don't know.
Ma'am, you can't.
That's one of the strangest things I've ever seen.
You can't have a pig.
You should have told her this is a kosher theater. Sorry, ma'am.
Sorry, man. We have some of the tribe here. That we cannot allow that pig. All right, we have to go. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you Hurricane Imelda for going away so that we could film the show today. Anyways, hope you liked it. Tell a friend, subscribe. You know the stuff. We'll be back hopefully next week sometime soon. We'll have another show, more stuff. Probably talk some more Ad Astra. What do you think, Dick? Got a little more Ad Astra talk or what?
I don't know, man.
Well, hopefully we'll know the directors of the movies we're talking about.
Yeah,
next
so
week.
true. I don't know why I got stuck on that.
I don't know, but it's a good chance we won't. Good chance we'll get it wrong again. Anyways, for Chris, for Dick, my name is Connor.